You've spent hundreds, maybe thousands, on a security camera system, but chances are you're making one of these 10 critical mistakes right now. Mistakes that could cost you time, money, and maybe even your whole system. Stick around as we break them all down. What's up, installers? This is Zach with Nelly Security, and today we're talking about the most common mistakes that we see amongst installers. Let's go. Mistake number 1, ignoring the status menu. You plug a camera into your NVR and it doesn't show up. So you panic and you start checking everything. Cables, the network connection, power, you name it. But before you jump in and explore every possible point of failure, pause for a moment. Check out that status menu. Next to the camera, when you hover over that icon, it'll probably tell you what's going on. If you see no signal, this narrows it down to either a faulty cable or the camera itself. Username or password error. This is the best one to find, because now you know you've probably just mistyped your credentials. Finding out the status message of why a camera isn't connecting could save you hours of troubleshooting. Mistake number 2, forgetting to waterproof cables. We've talked about it before on this channel, but it's worth reiterating. There's nothing worse than finding out you have to replace an Ethernet cable because of some water leakage. Normally what you'll find if you don't waterproof the cables is that there will be some corrosion on those connection points, causing the camera to either have some connectivity issues or just stop working sooner than it was supposed to. Every camera should have a waterproof collar included in the box, but in the rare case it doesn't, or if you're buying it secondhand, it's worth the extra step to go out and buy one. These waterproof collars are typically for the Ethernet cable. So if you're not using PoE and you're needing to use something like a power adapter, then you'll probably want something like waterproof tape or some other kind of solution. Taking the extra time to waterproof your connections, making sure everything is sealed, will make all of your cameras last longer. Mistake number 3, not updating the firmware. Your camera and NVR already have firmware installed in it, but it's the firmware that was from the day it was manufactured. That could be months ago, it could be years ago. So why does this matter? Well, firmware updates are usually rolled out for one of a few different reasons. Firmware can include security patches that close potential exploits attackers can use, fix bugs that improve stability and compatibility, or sometimes they're there just to add new features, like license plate reading or some other helpful analysis algorithm. Check your NVR interface every few months. There's usually a spot where you can have it automatically detect if the firmware can be updated. But if your system isn't connected to the internet, you can download it from the manufacturer's website onto a flash drive and install it from there. Mistake number 4, too much IR reflection. Cameras with IR light capability or infrared light, especially dome cameras, have one significant weakness. If it's too close to an object, like the eave of a roof or a particularly reflective wall, or sometimes even wet pavement, you can get a lot of IR reflection heading directly back into the lens. What happens here is it completely fogs up and distorts the view. And because it's IR, this is normally happening at night, which is usually when you need the footage the most. The reason this is so hard to detect is because most of the time you're installing your cameras during the day. The biggest thing to check is if any objects are much closer to the camera than others. If I use the flashlight on my phone camera here, I can see most of the room just fine. But now as I bring this notepad into frame, look what happens. It's not even that it takes up the entire frame or even the majority of it. It's just much closer than the rest. The camera can't view such a stark difference in light, and the same goes for infrared light as well. So do a quick check in the frame of the camera, make sure there's nothing too close in the frame. The IR light is probably going to behave similarly. So finding a way to work around that, creating some distance, or positioning the camera to where it doesn't have that object in its view is going to be ideal. This 5-minute check can save you the headache of having to return to a site to move the camera, or even worse, to avoid the awful realization that you don't have footage that you absolutely need because of that IR reflection that's completely fogging up the view. Mistake number 5, motion detection set to standard. You probably have an option better than the standard motion detection. Why is this important? Well, new firmware updates have vastly improved camera's capabilities of motion detection, being able to parse through the different things that cross its frame and being able to intelligently compartmentalize each thing it sees. Because of this, you'll greatly reduce any false alarms or red flags, and you'll have a better chance of not missing the actual important footage that you need. Some manufacturers call this ultra motion detection or motion detection plus, but either way, go to your camera's motion detection settings and see if there's any better option than whatever it is at its default state. With the first half of the list out of the way, I want to take a moment to briefly talk about our dealer program. If you're a longtime viewer of the channel, you probably know the spiel, but if you're new here, the dealer program is completely free to join. It's an incredible resource that we offer to all of our dealers where you get awesome benefits like lifetime tech support, free branding, and dealer pricing. Added to this new list of benefits, our most recent addition to this list of benefits is the Dealer Vault. This is a resource dedicated to collecting a bunch of free marketing material. It's all non-branded, so it can be yours to show to clients, and they can be instructional videos, general marketing material, and we even have more in-depth walkthroughs for different products that we have featured here on this YouTube channel. If you want to know more, click the link in the description below and consider joining our dealer program. Let's go through now and talk about the rest of the mistakes that you might be making on your installs. Mistake number 6, not testing and returning bad cameras. We've had our fair share of cameras thought to be dead out of the box, and you probably have too. But before you send it back, are you sure it's the camera? We recommend testing the camera with a cable that you've already tested separately and know to be reliable. Maybe it's even the NVR's fault and you're dealing with a faulty port. Take the extra time to verify the camera is 100% at fault. This one might seem like an obvious one to you, but it's easy to get caught up in the frustration on a job site where you're trying to install things and you just need that camera out of your site and you want it gone and replaced. But save yourself the time of having to coordinate a return and wait for a replacement by just double checking that is for sure the camera. Mistake number 7, not initializing your hard drive. This one can be a hard one to detect. Similar to the previous mistake of the broken camera, you might have an issue with your NVR where it's not recording any footage. The hard drive is plugged in, it's even detecting that it's there. You've got both of the cables plugged in, both SATA and power. It's gotta be the NVR, right? Well, maybe, but it's worth making sure that you've initialized or formatted your hard drive. Go to the storage tab in your NVR, click on that hard drive, and click format. It'll take a few minutes to format, but it will let you know when it's done. You might find that your footage is finally being recorded. When it isn't initialized or formatted, it's not that it's dead or faulty, it's just literally sitting there doing nothing. Mistake number 8, no backup power. When a storm hits, your system could go out for 30 seconds or maybe even a few hours. During that time, your entire security system is down. You're vulnerable and you'll have no footage to prove anything that happens on your site. This is where a UPS or uninterruptible power supply comes into play. Even a small one can keep your system running to last until power comes back on, or at the very least to give yourself time to shut down the system on its own terms. If power is interrupted, it risks corrupting things. So even if you're only able to just shut the system down, it'll be able to boot itself back up, no problem. You don't need a massive backup system necessarily. You can get as large or as small of a power supply that you want, but here's a few that we recommend on our website. Mistake number 9, not enabling audio recording. Now, this doesn't necessarily apply to every camera or even every situation, but a big mistake people will make is assuming that the audio recording is automatically enabled. And so you might have some footage that you wanted to download because maybe there was an important conversation overheard, but all you're gonna have is the video aspect of it, not the audio. Some cameras do have audio recording enabled by default, but more and more of them are moving to it being disabled by default. So that way you have to actively enable it. There can be some tricky laws around audio recording, but the fact of the matter is, if you need audio enabled, you have to go do it yourself, or at the very least, double check that it's enabled. Finally, we're here, the last mistake, and maybe the one we see the most often. Trusting your cable tester. I know, it sounds blasphemous, but it's true. A tester isn't always correct. You can run a cable through the walls, test it on both ends, and the tester gives you a green light. Maybe it's even tested all of the pairs within that cable, but the camera plugged into that same cable isn't displaying video. It's not even communicating with the NVR. It could be the tester. Now, not in every case, but we've had a lot of people call in and absolutely refusing that it could be the tester's fault. And then turns out the cable was actually faulty. This happens because the tester actually only tests if those pairs are present and similarly wired on each end. The cable tester is only going to determine if connectivity is possible. but it doesn't actually try to send data through. If at one of the ends the pairs are untwisted enough, there could be some crosstalk between the pairs. So all the pairs are still there, but they're interfering with each other, and actually they're impeding data flow. So make sure when you're having trouble with connectivity between a camera and an NVR that you don't overlook the cable just because you've tested it. Well, there you have it. 10 common mistakes that any installer could make. Let us know down in the comments below if you've seen any of these mistakes in your time installing systems. And if there are any bigger mistakes that I've missed, let me know down in the comments below as well. If you liked the video, consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. And don't forget to check out our free to join dealer program and the newly released Dealer Vault. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.